We're currently at apparently the nicest McDonald's in the world. So we had one night in Porto before starting the hike, and we decided to just indulge in some good food. We started with fries at the fancy McDonald's, and then we enjoyed some Iberico ham. This is the special acorn-fed ham that's really popular throughout this region, and it was amazing. We then went to a bakery slash ice cream shop, and we had a bunch of sweets. And at that point, we felt well fueled to commence our journey to Santiago. Bright and early the next morning, it was officially day one of our hike, and we first went to the Porto Cathedral to get our pilgrim's passport, but also just to take a moment to explore the church and soak in the atmosphere, since this is technically a religious pilgrimage after all. Alright, we're about to start the Portugal Camino. We have 161 miles ahead of us. It'll take about 12 days. And we got our little stamp books that we have to stamp along the way. And yeah, I'm really excited for this. The time has come to eat my snack, which is Lebanese fruit leather. Just easy to rip off and eat. Just got stamp number 2 from the fire station. In the beginning, we did not plan where we were going to stay each night, and it was actually hard to find a place for our first night. But we managed to call this monastery, and they had space for us. And while we joked about it being a little creepy, it was actually a really fun first night. They had a Brazilian potluck for all the pilgrims, and everyone was just sitting around chatting and even dancing and singing. And then they did a Galician queimada ceremony, where they lit this fiery cauldron of alcohol and they said some prayers to bless the journey. It really was a great start to the hike. Towards the end of day 2 was the hardest for me. My feet hurt, my shoulders hurt, it hurt to walk, everything hurt, and I had a moment where I questioned whether I'd be able to do this. It was nice though getting little sweet surprises along the way, like someone left out a bowl of lemons for pilgrims to take. It's day 3 on the Portugal Camino. The first day we hiked 18 miles. The second day, yesterday, we hiked 18 miles? 19 miles. 19 was yesterday. And today we're kind of playing it by ear because it's supposed to rain. But so far the weather is holding out. So I think we're just gonna go as far as we can and then probably find somewhere to stay. We were gonna take it a little easier today because we were really hurting after yesterday. Yesterday we were literally hiking nonstop for like 9 hours straight. So yeah, but overall I just tripped, it's going well, and it's very, very beautiful scenery. Also, I ended up buying new shoes in the city we were just in because the ones I had were I still have them tied to my backpack. I don't know if you can see them, but I had those ones for like at least 3 years, and there's no tread, no traction, and I can feel like every rock in them. It was a poor choice, but I didn't prep for this much, so these are much better. Finding a place to stay that night was also a bit difficult because it started to rain and we were a bit far from Ponte de Lima, so we ended up coming across a poster at a bus stop, and I called the number. This guy spoke every language except English, so I was able to use my French, and we got a room there, and yeah, ended up leaving early the next morning for Ponte de Lima. A stick?
No.
Cute little lady just handed us some fruit. It was so nice.
Spoon here. Shop. The rice 508. Change.
Já passaram?
Não, está sempre a contar.
Nunca
Vem 14 mil e...
61.
Muito bem. Thank
Para
you.
nós, este.
Sim, senhor. Tudo bem. Bom caminho. Bom caminho.
Obrigada. This leg from Ponte de Lima to Roubaix is often considered the most difficult because there's an elevation gain of around 500 meters as you climb through the Serra de la Bruja. It was hard, but still not as bad as the second day for me, I think because my body was more adapted to everything at this point. The whole experience of it just made me feel extra grateful for my body. It reminded me of how strong I can be. Feeling the miles get easier and easier over time was such a good reminder that I can do so much. Something can be so hard at first, but then you adapt, you get stronger, and then you're capable of so much more.
What's your name?
Melissa.
Andrew.
Valença. Apparently this is a life-changing burger.
Healthy, but...
Gluttonous? We're about to cross the bridge from Portugal to Spain. It always amazes me when traveling, like how much you can fit into one day. That felt especially true while walking as we casually crossed from one country to the next. It always inspires me when I eventually return home to make sure I'm really making the most of every day. At this point, it was raining like all day, every day, and we were really grateful because the guy working at the hostel in Operino gave us some ponchos that people had left behind, so we were able to stay dry. I've been snacking on these little chocolate owl cookies, and I realized that it's baby food. And the reason I got it is because the ingredients were super clean. It's spelt flour, apple juice, olive oil, cocoa powder. Really good ingredients, so go for the baby food when you can because they keep it clean for the babies at least. Ew, my fingers look so weird. Why do they look like aliens? Another rainy day. Started in Porto and went this way. Another rainy day once again. We finally made it to under 50 kilometers. Another rainy day, as expected, but we have 2 days left, today and tomorrow, assuming everything goes as planned. It is very muddy, very floody, and very slippery. What if this isn't even the city's name? Words of wisdom. What do we have in here? Toes. It actually looks more like a finger in this video. Yeah, it's definitely a finger. On the last couple days, it felt a little surreal to be so close to the end. You get so used to the daily routine of just waking up and knowing that your purpose for the day is to just walk, to follow the yellow arrows. I wondered how it would feel when I no longer had that. The last few hours were a blur, a rush of adrenaline knowing we had walked over 160 miles and were almost to the end. We saw the friends we had made along the way, and in a miraculous turn of events, as soon as we arrived at the Cathedral of Santiago de Compostela, the rain stopped and the sun came out. We made it to the end, and now we're sitting on the ground because we don't have to walk anymore. This place is huge, and we're gonna go get our final stamp. Going into La Galiciana food hall. We made it this far. The bottom is Kinder Bueno flavor. Into my coffee. We're going around trying to fill up our stamp book before getting the final stamp. So we're going to like random places. We just went to a churro place and another church. Where will we go next? Taco Bell. Hoping they have stamps. We're in Burger King now, and I literally just ordered a decaf espresso just to get the stamp. This is embarrassing. It kind of feels so wrong to be getting a coffee from McDonald's or Burger King when I'm in Spain. Unfortunately, they do not have a stamp at Burger King, but that's okay because I got this cute little decaf espresso. KFC does not have stamps either. On to the next. Going to get the last stamp. Got the certificates and the final stamp. Our hostel manager recommended this place for authentic Galician food, and it was so delicious. If you find yourself in Santiago, I highly recommend you check it out. Got some chocolates. All right, it's getting a little crazy, but we're doing it. We did it. We got a chocolate chip cookie with a speculoos Biscoff cookie. Oh man. The store smelled so good, like fresh baked chocolate chip cookies. And they taste fresh baked too.
Last of my last drink with you guys for a while.
We're going on the roof. And that wraps up our journey on the Portugal Camino. If I've taken anything away from this experience, it's that all that really matters is the people you're with. When you take away all the excess clothes, excess things, when everything you need is in a small little bag on your back, what else is left? It's the people you meet along the way, who you share stories with, who help you when you get lost, who are there to celebrate with you when you make it to the end. That's all that really matters, and I'm so grateful to have had this experience as a reminder of that.